So today we're going to be going over the 3 key aspects of a good shooting form. For the first key aspect, you want to have a good base and you want to have your feet shoulder width apart, toes facing the basket. You also want to have your knees bent, ball preferably on the right side of your body, if not if you're lefty, left side. And then for the second key aspect, you want to have your elbow in. For many younger athletes, they tend to have their elbow out because they can't force enough power to get to the rim, so they put the elbow out to help with that. But you want to teach them to keep your elbow in, ball centered, and follow through with the wrist. For the final key aspect for a good shooting form, you want to have a good follow through. What I mean by this is, once you release the ball, you want to exaggerate your hand. I guess it looks like a flamingo for a younger audience. And you want to have your index finger and middle finger pointing right at the top of the rim. And also, when you follow through, so when you follow through, you want to finish on your toes of the release, finish high. It helps you with the follow through. Another key aspect to shooting a jump shot in your shooting form is when you actually jump. Most people don't know how to catch the ball, and they also don't know how to use their feet correctly and get their feet set when they shoot. So to help a kid learn, you can tell them to always step into the shot. And what I mean by this is when the pass is coming towards them, you want to step in with your feet, and then when you step in, you should step into your shooting form, your feet balanced, facing the basket. So if you catch a pass for a shot, it looks something like this. So if you have a learner in the cognitive stage of the learning process, you want to have the learner stand about 3 feet away from the basket. You want to really have them focus on the 3 key aspects. You want to have them knees bent low, toes facing towards the basket, ball on the right side with the guide hand. You're going to have to follow through, finish on your toes. And a few words for the cognitive learners is I like to say, on your toes, hold your pose. What I mean by this is this exaggerates the follow through. So you have them on their toes, and really exaggerate the follow. So for an associative learner, you want to have them focus on the key aspect, keeping an elbow in and keeping the rhythm of their shot the same and consistent every single time. Some shooters, when they're young, they like to just fling it up there, or they like to really take their time and try to aim their shot and then shoot it, which is really smart. So you really want them to have focus on keeping the elbow in, eyes on the basket, following through, this nice smooth pace. In the anonymous stage of learning, the shooter should almost have their shot consistent every time with the follow through the base and elbow in. So they want to perfect their shot even more. They'll be able to tell when so during this stage, there shouldn't be too much feedback from the instructor. The shooter in this case should know if their shot goes in or not every time if they have the correct shooting form. When teaching an athlete how to correctly shoot, feedback is important, especially in the cognitive stage of learning, because they tend to focus on the key elements and the things that stick out most and that seem most effective. So feedback, when a shooter has an elbow, So when a shooter has an elbow act, feedback, we keep it in. And how to help a shooter know that their elbow's in is if there's an imaginary line in the shooting form, if the knee goes straight to that elbow. It should be. So when shooters shoot with confidence, you see there's no hesitation in the shot, which that could cause many problems in the shot form. It can cause a hitch, it can cause you to miss right, left, it just causes problems. So when you're shooting, you want to shoot in rhythm and in stride. What I mean, step, step, release high. As you see here with the shooter, he has his elbow out. So we want to correct him is get the 12 o'clock, 12 to 6, straight up and down. And then have him also with his, get this guide hand, more side of the ball. His feet are square, his knees aren't bent. They're bent now. As he shoots, that's your result. So in conclusion, when teaching the shot form, you want to have them focus on 3 key elements, which was a solid balanced base, elbow in, and we're going to follow through. High and on your toes, and they want to be balanced.